Her words landed like a slap. The laughter around the table swelled, wine glasses clinking, smirks flashing, my father's dismissive chuckle echoing. Everyone enjoyed the punchline. Everyone except me. But I didn't flinch. I smiled. Not the smile of someone embarrassed, but the smile of someone holding a loaded gun under the table. "How does it feel," I said, my voice steady, "knowing this useless one won't be paying your bills anymore?" The silence that followed was delicious. Forks froze. My sister's smirk faltered. She blinked, as if trying to process the shift. That was the moment it began. I wasn't always this calm. Once I craved their approval. I was the quiet child, the helper, the one who covered debts no one admitted existed. Rent, mortgages, tuition, my money, always disguised as family support. They told me I was lucky for my job. They told me it was only right I shared. They told me I was part of them. But gratitude? Never. I still remember the night I first noticed it. My sister, bragging at her friend's party about her hard-earned lifestyle. She was standing in front of a car I had bought, talking about vacations I had funded. Not once did she mention me. That was when the first crack split open. The betrayal didn't scream, it whispered. A credit card statement with charges I hadn't made. A sudden transfer missing from my account. Then I learned the truth. My father had been quietly wiring my money into their accounts. Just temporary help, he claimed. My mother called it family duty. But the moment that ended it for me was hearing my sister laugh on the phone, calling me the family ATM. I didn't confront them, not then. I didn't cry. I studied. I planned. They thought my wealth was luck. It wasn't. It was work. Investments, quiet risks, companies I built under names they never bothered to ask about. They knew I had money, but not how much. Not the empire. Not the $74 million portfolio I had stitched together behind the curtain of their ignorance. They had no idea they lived in a house still standing because of me. That their credit scores were intact because I was the one paying the minimum balances when they forgot. They believed I was weak. I let them believe it, because weakness is camouflage. My plan was simple: patience. Let them mock, let them drain. Keep the mask intact until I was ready. I set up a system months before that dinner. A single command would sever their financial lifelines. Auto payments canceled, accounts unlinked, cards deactivated. No warning, just silence where money used to flow. All I needed was the right moment. And my sister, God bless her cruel little tongue, handed it to me in front of everyone. Back at the table, I watched their faces shift. Confusion first, then dawning horror as my words sank in. "What do you mean?" my father asked, voice tight. I sipped my wine. "Exactly what I said. You'll figure it out soon enough." My sister's laugh was brittle now. "You're bluffing." I didn't answer. I didn't need to. The next morning, I flipped the switch. Their utilities? Unpaid. Their mortgage? Frozen. Credit cards? Declined. College funds they thought they still controlled? Gone. By noon, the calls began. First from my mother, angry, shrill. Then my father, furious, demanding. Then silence, as they realized rage wasn't currency. I sat by the ocean, coffee in hand, the air warm against my skin. Honolulu was quiet that morning, the waves carrying away years of resentment with each pull. For the first time, I wasn't their ATM. I wasn't their shame. I wasn't their scapegoat. I was free. The climax came days later when my sister showed up at my door. Her mascara streaked, her voice cracking. "You can't just cut us off. We need you." I looked her dead in the eye, calm, steady. "You needed me," I said, "but you wanted me to believe I was nothing. Turns out nothing was keeping you alive. She broke then, not with apologies, she wasn't built for that, but with silence. That silence was worth every cent I had ever spent on them. Do I regret it? No. People ask if vengeance feels hollow, if freedom feels lonely. It doesn't. It feels like breathing for the first time. Because revenge wasn't the goal. Clarity was. And the truth is, family who treats you like a wallet isn't family. They're parasites, and parasites only survive as long as you feed them. So yes, at that dinner, they laughed at me. They called me useless. But useless people don't hold empires. Useless people don't flip a switch and watch an entire house of leeches collapse. No, useless people beg, and that's exactly what they're doing now. And me? I'm sitting here, the waves brushing against the shore, glass in hand, finally smiling without restraint, because the most useless one turned out to be the only one who never needed them at all.